My name's the Triple A. If you listen to the Hot Shots Top 20 Countdown on Auckland's Up FM 107.5 and around the country, around the world, www.upfm.dj. We got a very, very special guest.
The Hot Shots Kiwi Connection.
We are talking to Brioni live from the Gold Coast. Brioni, are you there?
I am here.
How's your night going, first off?
Yeah, really well, thanks. How about you?
Oh, fantastic. It's a little bit cold here in Auckland City, but we're getting over it. You got to dance away those chills.
Yeah.
Brioni Faith, you've been making music for about a couple of years now?
Yeah, well, I mean, I started out, obviously, when I was little, I was playing the piano and all that kind of thing, but just in the last couple of years I've been working on my debut album, so it's been a pretty intense ride.
So how did you sort of get into the music sort of scene, I suppose? What did you start? Did you start out doing musical things?
Well, music's sort of always been there in my life, but there was a point in my life sort of a couple of years ago where I'd been growing up like everybody else and going, all right, I better make a success of myself and get into some sort of form of business or job or, and then, maybe one day when I've, made lots of money, then I can do what I really want to do and write an album, it's not a cheap thing. But, so a couple of years ago, I was in this job and, not enjoying what I was doing, and it was almost like having a midlife crisis in your 20s. And I went, okay, what am I doing with my life? Seriously, I really want to be writing music. This is what I want to do. And, that was a pretty key point in my life where I got fired the next morning.
Ooh, wow.
And, I hadn't obviously expected that, but what turned around from that was that I ended up finding the perfect job within the space of, the next few days where I could work, have time for my music and start off from there.
And a few months later you bumped into Scott Bruchette, who would eventually be your producer, and started writing tunes.
Well, actually Scott was a co-writer. My producer's Brad with Get On Down. But yeah, Scott was amazing connection just through this website. You register with a website, you download a couple of sounds and that kind of thing, and lo and behold, then you've got an email from someone you've never met saying, hey, do you want to, hook up and write some trance music? And I listened to one of this guy's tracks and went, oh my God, this is something that completely matches lyrics that I've written to something else. And it was something I'd written that was more down-tempo. Falling started off as a down-tempo track. But I always wanted to explore the trance sort of option with that, and I could always hear that within it. And so Scott had this music, and I just went, oh my God, I can hear Falling over that. It was even in the same key. Wow. It was ridiculous, and it was like, okay, this is meant to be, so clearly I need to email this person and see where it goes from there.
It's a natural born collaboration.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we started writing a few tracks together, and that kicked off what sort of to become this album. So it's been very inspiring hooking up with Scott and then taking it further from there.
Now, have you always been into dance music? What's your favourite kind of music?
I have a pretty wide taste in music. Like people ask me that, and I go, well, I go from rock to dance to trance to classical. I mean, my tastes span from Lisa Gerrard to Prodigy to, dubstep to Metallica. So awesome. I'm pretty hard to pigeonhole. And sort of through my music, all these different influences tend to come through. And I love doing the remixes as well because, working with other artists and doing these remixes that bring out these different aspects of my tastes. We've got some hardcore kind of trance remixes. We've got some bit more clubby tracks, and some other singles coming up later down the track. We've got more of the rock element even coming through, a bit more Prodigy style. So, it's inspiring, and I love exploring these different angles with it as well.
That sounds awesome. What's Get On Down Records like to work with?
Oh, amazing. Brad was a connection I made through Scott. Scott was a student of his years ago, and it's all Brad's experience as well, stems from rock bands right through to digital electronic kind of music, and so that's where all these elements sort of come together really nicely. And in my music, I love having those big atmospheric sounds and working with orchestral sort of sounds in amongst some nice hard beats and some more electronica kind of stuff. So there's that really nice blend of where those sounds all come together, and amazing guy to work with.
And it's just been a total blender. 18 months later, you've got an album.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I feel like my life's been in fast forward for the last 2 years, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down, so I'm loving it.
And you're incredibly talented too. Your singles have been recorded in both English and French.
They have. I've been busy. It was kind of one of those passing thoughts maybe a year ago where we sort of went, how about doing a song in French? And thought, I'd love to do that. French has been kind of like a second language to me.
Wow,
and,
so you do sing in French?
A while ago, I worked in a French restaurant, and it was bringing all my French back. And I made a friend there, Stéphane, who is a French writer, and he helped me put together these French adaptations of the singles. So I went, okay, this is, why not explore it? But then working with the English version of a song and taking it to the French was just a whole other challenge that I didn't quite expect, but I really, really love where it's gone, because it does give it a slightly different meaning, and it
absolutely,
it also obviously it becomes poetic and beautiful, as the French language will do with things, but it was a really interesting exercise, just even in pronouncing vowel sounds when singing, and something like sans retour, and trying to get a nice ooh out with, and actually holding a note through that was a real challenge, but it was interesting, and it was definitely expanding my horizons as a singer, that's for sure.
And French is a beautiful language as well. Can you teach us a little bit of French?
Oh, what would you like me to say?
Well, it is a language of love, so teach us a pickup line. Do you know any pickup lines in French?
Pickup line?
Yeah, if I happen to meet a beautiful French girl somewhere.
There's the obvious ones, isn't there? How about, qu'est-ce que tu veux, qu'est-ce que tu veux faire avec moi ce soir?
Wow.
Which means literally, what would you like to do with me tonight?
Oh, that sounds saucy.
It is a little bit, isn't it?
Ooh la la.
I think anything that you could say chicken fried rice in French and it would sound saucy, I reckon.
Now, your debut single, it's called Falling. It was, what was it written about? What inspired you?
Yeah, Falling. Oh, it was a beautiful thing, just even writing that song, because it was at a real turning point in my life, and it started out being something about that feeling of being lost and entering into the unknown. It was one of those sort of almost cliche things where you just come out of a long-term relationship and everything's, the world's become a different place and you're feeling a bit lost and soul-searching and all that sort of thing. It was brilliant, because in exploring trance version, the song itself evolved, and it became more about embracing that feeling of being lost and turning it into something that, it's like embracing the adventure and the adrenaline, and the music as well brought that out in the song, and I loved it because sort of from the time when I first ever tracked the vocals as a demo to where the final thing has ended up, it's there's a whole different energy about it, and I think everyone can connect with that feeling of being lost, but it's the transition and moving into embracing that and loving the journey that takes you on as part of it, and the video clip.
That's gorgeous, by the way.
Arranged to kind of reflect that, which was heaps of fun to put that together.
Now, I've had a little bit of a sneak preview, listen to it. It sounds very psychedelic trancey sort of to me.
Yeah, definitely.
Those deep, chunky, rolling bass lines, and it's a beautiful song. Deep, sort of rolling bass lines. Is that what you're about? Like big, large
I'm
area?
always about the big fat bass lines and the good sort of, hard-hitting beats, but then I love that atmosphere. I'm just addicted to strings, so pretty much all of my stuff, you'll get that atmosphere and the strings coming through, and like in the bridge section and that sort of thing. So,
well, it's a beautiful track. It's going to be released as both hard copy and digital download on June the 6th, 2011. And that's through Get On Down Records, is that right?
That's right, yeah. On Monday, the video goes live to air, so that'll be up online, and it'll be in stores throughout Australia and New Zealand. Press Play Music is our distributor there, and it'll be getondown.net.au is the website for the label. You can get it through there, and digital download. Bandcamp, I don't know if you know about Bandcamp, is pretty amazing, best quality downloads through there.
Wow.
But also, obviously, iTunes, CD Baby, it'll be up there as well.
And we're going to have links to that all over our Hot Shots Facebook page. That's facebook.com/HotShots Top 20, of course. And the European French release is going to be released a couple of weeks later, so we're going to see if we can get a hold of that just for you guys as well. Brioni, thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to talk to me.
Oh, absolutely a pleasure. Thank you.
So what's next on the cards? Where can we find you?
Well, you can connect with me through Facebook. I'm pretty active around there at the moment. BrioniFaith.music or Brioni Faith is my profile there as well. I'm on Posterous, and I'm sending out my little video links are going up there as well.
Sneezed all over the internet, so you can't miss it.
Pardon?
Sneezed all over the internet, so you just can't miss it.
Pretty much, yeah. Bit of spam going on.
Are you coming over to New Zealand anytime soon?
Really looking forward to coming over next year. Definitely, part of the tour plans will be coming through New Zealand and, starting at home base. Why not?
Excellent. And have you got any final shout-outs you want to do? Any thanks?
No, just a massive big thanks to, Up FM for supporting all the Kiwi artists out there. I think it's awesome. I'm really inspired, looking after the grassroots, because New Zealand, you really look after your New Zealand artists, and it's awesome.
Oh, thanks, Brioni. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome. Thank you.
Excellent. You hold the line there. I'll have a chat to you off air. I'm going to try and get her number. My name's the Triple F. It's the Hot Shots Top 20 Countdown on Auckland's Up FM 107.5 and around the country, around the world, www.upfm.dj. Brioni Faith, absolutely gorgeous brand new tune. This is called Falling. Turn this one up, you're going to need it.
The Hot Shots Kiwi Connection.
Brand new, yet to be released track is by Brioni Faith, New Zealand born, current Queenslander. Tune's called Falling. It's our Kiwi connection for tonight, and you can expect it to start walking its way up the charts. Coming up after the ad break, we got the top 5, and the top 5, funnily enough.